Hi, BJ with Inspect and Check. In this video, I'm going to show you how we inspected your bathroom. I'm going to do this with the water off just so that this way you guys can hear me okay. But as we come in, the first thing I typically like to do when I enter any room is take my flashlight and I like to scan the whole ceiling to see if I see any water stains or leaks. The door, make sure that it latches. I may even check just to make sure that the handle locks. I like to work in a circular fashion, so I'm gonna work my way around the room here. I'm gonna turn on all light fixtures and exhaust fans, but we're gonna turn the fan off for right now just while we're shooting. With the toilet, I'm gonna flush it and check to make sure that it's got a good powerful flush. It's not clogging or slow or anything. And then I'm gonna look at where it meets the floor just to make sure that there's nothing leaking around it. And I'll probably flush the toilet a few times. I like to really run a lot of water when I'm doing my inspection. I'll check and make sure that toilet paper holders, towel bars, these things are secured. Check for a heat source, whether it be central heating and air conditioning or a baseboard heater, electric heater. Sometimes even the fan can have a heat bulb. With the shower, I'm going to check the doors. If it has sliding doors like this, make sure that they open and close smoothly. I'm going to look at the gasket on the door and make sure that it's making a good seal when it comes into contact with the wall. If there's a stationary section of glass like this here, we want to make sure that it's caulked. So we're going to look all the way around any areas, whether it be the frame, glass, anything that comes intersects with the wall. We want to make sure that it's got good caulking. When we come into the shower, I'm looking at the tile. How does the tile look? Do we have any broken tiles, grout? If we have any niches or at our corners, any intersections, wall corners, wall to floor corners, where this niche is, that every intersection is caulked. If it's just grouted with not a caulk bead over it, can leak. I've seen it happen. Same thing with the window too. Any area inside the shower, we want to make sure it's caulked. If you have a bench seat, etc., everything. I'm going to open and close that window. When it comes to turning on the water, I'm going to go ahead and I want to make sure, like on a single handle shower valve, I want to make sure that we're going from the off position, cold, warmer, and then hot, and that we're not going from on to hot. We always want to pass through the cold and go to hot, so that this way nobody gets burned with hot water when they turn on the shower valve. Now, some of these, they're a pull out and then twist and turn for cold and hot. There's nothing you could do about those. We don't have any leaks with the shower head, or if this were a bathtub, that nothing was leaking out of the tub spout or anything around the tub area. When I look at the floor, do we have any broken tiles, any loose grout? When we come up to a GFI outlet or whatever outlets that are in the bathroom, we're going to go ahead and check them with our tester and make sure that if it's not a GFI outlet, which this one is, if it's a standard outlet, that it has GFI protection. So we're going to go ahead and test that, and it is not testing. So this GFI is going to have to be replaced. With the Vanity, just lift up, make sure that this top is secured. I'm going to turn the water on. I'm going to start with cold first. So off to the right should be cold, and then to the left is hot. So I'm going to run a ton of water. I'm going to have the water running actually the whole time I'm in the bathroom, but for the sake of videoing, that's why we don't have it on. But as soon as I come up to a bathroom, I turn all the faucets on cold, turn the shower on cold, and I'm letting the water run the whole time. And then as I get to that plumbing fixture, I'll go ahead and switch it over to hot and check for hot water. If you're going to check the pop-ups on these faucets, please do not leave the room. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to home inspectors that have turned on the water, went ahead and pulled put the stoppers in to fill up the sink, and then somebody called them and they walk away from it And even if it has these overflow holes, which not every sink does, doesn't always necessarily mean that it's going to be able to handle the capacity of the water pressure coming out of the faucet, or it could be clogged. So please, guys, do not run water with the stopper in and then walk out of the room. You're asking for trouble. It's even happened to me a couple times. While I've got the water running, I'm going to go ahead and come underneath here, underneath the sink, and I'm going to check our plumbing and make sure that nothing's leaking. Now, you don't have to go moving stuff around and whatnot, but you know, if you want to just shift things over a little bit, I'll take my flashlight and just, while the water's running, take a look. I'll open and close the drawers. I'll do the same thing for this faucet. I'll just repeat the process. I always like to just give the, if they have like a medicine cabinet, something like this, I always like to just give them a little pull at the bottom here just to make sure that they secured the bottom. Check any other switches that may be in the room. Take one last scan around and head on to the next room. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.